Hi there, my name is Nathan Blaim, and this is my submission for my History 172 Historical Spotlight assignment. The topic I've chosen to talk about is Scopes Trial from Chapter 20 of Give Me Liberty. All right, providing some historical context for what was going on around this time, which the trial actually took place in 1925, but in the time leading up to it, the fundamentalist revolt was in full swing. Basically, this consisted of a group of Protestants who felt threatened by the decline in traditional values in modern society. They resented the way things like modern science and ideas were being incorporated into religion. So they were actively launching campaigns to combat those ideas from influencing their beliefs, basically. They support things such as prohibition, as I'm about to get into more, the teaching of Charles Darwin's theories of evolution in schools or teaching in general. One other thing about them is they followed the literal truth of the Bible, meaning however they read the Bible, they would believe that was exactly how it happened without further analysis or thinking into it. Moving into the actual trial, which again took place in 1925, it follows John Scopes, who broke the Tennessee law and taught Charles Darwin's theories of evolution in a biology class, right? It built tension between two groups' definition of freedom. The fundamentalists or traditionalists believe that freedom is a moral liberty that follows time-honored religious beliefs, basically saying that they should continue as believing and acting as they have in the past, as it's been historically proven to be effective, at least for what they believed anyway. Meanwhile, the evolutionists, which was on John Scopes' side, believed freedom incorporated things such as the ability to have independent thought as well as self-expression, and that by preventing the teaching of these theories, you're actually preventing that idea of self-expression and being able to believe what you want to believe. One quote I pulled from the textbook from the fundamentalist point of view was that they believed those who upheld the Tennessee law identified evolutionists with feminists, socialists, religious modernists, all of whom they claimed substituted human judgment for the word of God. Basically, this meant that those groups that I mentioned were going against God and what they believed was right, and should therefore not be allowed to actually be able to take place, right? Meanwhile, I guess, well, moving on from that to a sort of climax of the trial, Scopes' lawyer, Clarence Darrow, called William Jennings Bryan, who acted as the expert witness on the Bible, to the stand. But upon actually being questioned, it was kind of shown that he didn't actually know really anything about modern science. He was even contradicting some of the fundamentalist beliefs. For example, when Darrow was questioning some of the very literal aspects of the Bible, Bryan was going back on the fundamentalist belief of following the Bible very literally, and he was saying there was some interpretation to it. So really, they were going against their own word a little bit. In the end, the jury actually found Scopes guilty. However, that decision was overturned by the Tennessee Supreme Court based on a technicality. Moving on to the historical effect and consequences of the trial. Let's see here. Anti-evolution laws and the push for them from fundamentalists kind of start to diminish. However, they started building their own schools and colleges to teach what they believed, and they also started training preachers to spread their beliefs as well as their interpretation of Christianity. While they did back off of this topic, they were still extremely prevalent in politics, very specifically in groups such as the KKK, which were extremely prominent and powerful during the time. And one final tidbit is that the effects of this trial are still felt today, as evolution and teaching evolution in school is still highly controversial and is still not even done everywhere in the US. Here are my citations. Thank you for listening.